The Sacramento Kings clinched a playoff spot on Wednesday night, snapping their 16-year playoff drought. It ended the longest drought in the Big Four American sports. They seem to be locked into the third seed and will have home court advantage in their long-awaited playoff return. This team didn't just slip into the playoffs to end the drought. They had the best offense in NBA history by offensive rating and have the league's most electric team all year. They have two legitimate All-NBA level players in De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis. Despite all this success, the team is still heavily doubted. It is a recurring topic on daily sports shows about teams trying to fall to the 6th spot in order to play Sacramento in the first round. They cite inexperience and a subpar defense as the reason the Kings could be a playoff cakewalk. But I'm here to tell you today the Kings are no cakewalk. In order for their defense to even matter, you have to be able to stop their offense first, and as it has been all year, most teams can't do that. They've been a tough matchup for the Clippers, and with how the Warriors and Timberwolves have looked over the course of the season, the Kings should be favored in any first-round series. They also could easily beat Memphis in round 2. The Kings can run with anybody. It's more a concern if teams can keep up with them. The team has swagger, and the Beam Team campaign is one of the coolest things in years. The Kings ended their 16-year playoff drought, and they're real contenders this season. And the scary part? They just keep getting better as the season goes along. To truly understand how good the Kings are and have been, let's take a look at some individual performers and then some team stats. Before we get into the Kings' title aspirations, if you enjoy my content and watch a few videos of mine, think about subscribing. 96% of my viewers are actually not subscribed, so if you watch me before and enjoy the content, drop a sub and comment down below. It really helps the channel. There are two players you could start with when talking about Sacramento, as they do have a 1A and 1B at the top. However, I'm going to start with the star drafted by the franchise in De'Aaron Fox. He's been a near star level player for years now, but with the Kings not really winning a whole lot, he wasn't considered as an all-star. That's changed this year. He's been a bona fide all-star and has a chance to make All-NBA as one of the league's 6 best guards. For the season, he's averaging 25 points, 6 assists, and 4 rebounds per game. He's also been the league's most clutch player, scoring over 5 points per game in the clutch on really good efficiency. He seems like a lock to win the NBA's first Clutch Player of the Year award this season. He's been the big reason the Kings have won a lot of games down the stretch, and his late-game heroics project well for their playoff success. Like the team as a whole, he's been playing better as the season has gone along. In the month of February, Fox averaged 32 points, 7 assists, and 2 steals per game. He's in the same level of electric fast-paced play as guys like Westbrook, John Wall, and current Ja Morant. He was even called the fastest player in the league by LeBron over the All-Star break. He's an elite player and has become one of the best guards in the NBA. Now let's talk about Domantas Sabonis. He's been the Kings' other All-Star, and if you wanted, you could make a case for him being Sacramento's most important player. He finished 7th in ESPN's MVP straw poll yesterday and got 25th place votes. He seems like a lock to be the 3rd team All-NBA center, and he's been phenomenal all season. For the year, he's averaged 19 points, 12 rebounds, and 7 assists per game, while shooting 61% from the field. He was a 2-time All-Star in Indiana with the Pacers, but to me, this is the best he's ever looked. He's often been called a Nikola Jokic light because of his elite passing and efficiency as a center. However, I think he's a lot closer to Jokic's level than that comparison would suggest. His passing and screening has completely revolutionized the Kings' offense, and he's been a demon on the boards getting rebounds. He's also played a bunch of the year with a broken hand and is one of the league's toughest players. Sabonis has also been playing his best as of late, averaging 21 points, 13 rebounds, and 8 assists in the month of March, showing an uptick in every category. The duo of Fox and the Ox is one of the NBA's best. I think the third guy to mention has to be Kevin Huerter. The team got him in an absolute steal of a trade this past offseason, and Mike Brown has unleashed him more than he ever was in Atlanta. For the year, he's averaged 15 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal per game. He's been allowed to take 7 threes a night and is hitting them at a 41% clip. He's an elite shooter, and it's not just catch and shoot. A lot of it comes on movement and with difficult angles and momentum. The elite lift he gets on his jumper also makes it very difficult to defend. It's very reminiscent of the finals year Duncan Robinson, but Huerter has been doing it with even more scoring upside and self-creation. Like the rest of the Kings, he's playing his best ball as of late. He's been an absolute flamethrower in March. He's scoring 19 points per game and shooting a ridiculous 51% from 3. He's not going to be the best player in a playoff game, but he absolutely can help to sway a game or even a series, especially if he gets really hot. Keegan Murray has been an immediate contributor as a rookie. He started the whole season at the 4 spot and has been super important for the team all year. He just broke Donovan Mitchell's record for most threes made as a rookie in NBA history. He's the ultimate role player, playing solid defense and hitting the open looks provided to him by Sabonis and Fox. His 41% clip from 3 is very uncommon for a player with his experience. Malik Monk was the other offseason addition outside of Huerter, and he has been the leader of Sacramento's bench unit. He's averaged 14 points, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds per game this season. The playmaking seems better than in years past, and has allowed him to play some backup point at times. His best month, like Fox, came in February, where he averaged 17 points per game and shot 48% from 3. He's going to be super important for the team in the playoffs. There are some other players that will play important roles as well. Harrison Barnes has been his usual self, putting up 15 points per game and being a solid defender. Davion Mitchell has been clamps off the bench again and could see more minutes in a playoff setting. Trey Lyles has been a really underrated backup big, and Terrence Davis can go off for 20 plus on any given night. Now I want to take some time to shout out head coach Mike Brown. He's not new on the scene and actually has been a successful head coach before. He spent 2005 to 2010 coaching the young LeBron Cavs, and even led the team to a franchise-best 66-16 record in 2008. After Brown left for the Heat in 2010, he decided to go coach the Lakers and Kobe Bryant. He was fired by the Lakers in 2012, but was dealt a tough hand with Dwight Howard and aging Steve Nash being thrown on the team after he was hired. He wasn't really given enough time to implement his system. He was rehired and refired by the Cavs after the Lakers stint, and after a losing season with the Cavs, his time as a head coach was done for the time being. He was then the Warriors' top assistant from 2016 to 2022, and was a huge reason for the team's growth and dynasty, as many have questioned Steve Kerr's ability as the head coach. He might have been the mastermind behind the scenes the whole time. He was then hired by the Kings before this season, and the team immediately became a contender. A coincidence? No, I don't think so. Mike Brown is one of the league's best coaches and should win Coach of the Year this season. The team has been the best offense ever statistically and plays with a super high pace. They've also been the West's best road team, which is big for playoff success, and they've even been getting light the beam chance in opposing arenas as of late. The Sacramento Kings snapped their 16-year playoff drought on Wednesday, but that's not where the celebration ends for this season. This team is a legitimate contender. They're historically good offensively, great on the road, and have 2 legitimate All-NBA players. The team can win a first-round matchup, beat the Grizzlies in round 2, and then who knows what could happen after that. The Kings have what it takes to go on a finals run. Yes, there are some defensive concerns, but other teams should be just as concerned about defending them. Monte McNair deserves credit for building this roster, and Mike Brown is an absolutely elite head coach. Teams should not be hoping to play the Kings in round 1, and if they do so, could end up watching the beam light up as their season comes to an end. The Kings are much better than they're getting credit for, and are legitimate title contenders as early as this season. Thanks for watching. I'm Herm. Have a good one.